What I'm about to show you is very concerning, maybe not to us over here at the West, but it is very concerning over Japan, both in terms of financial and privacy concerns. Have a listen. Today might be the beginning of the end, not only for the anime industry, but Japanese entertainment as a whole, as the new invoice system for Japanese consumption tax comes into effect. It has been an issue for a few months, and despite the devastating consequences it is bound to have, few people outside Japan are talking about it. We would like to report about it early ourselves, as we have been aware of it for some time, but we want to make sure we understand the atrocities and implication of the matter. It is important to note that the invoice system was thought out mainly as a way to regulate employment and freelancing in construction work, but its implementation has been done with complete disregard for other fields. To understand what this new invoice system is about, let's first explain how the Japanese consumption tax worked and how it will change for freelancers. Under the old system, all goods were taxed at two rates, 8% on 10%. Freelancers and small businesses earn less than 10 million yen could claim tax deduction based on their accounting books rather than issuing invoices. This was essential as it allowed individuals to offset the consumption tax based on their expenses. For example, if a freelancer earned 10 million yen in a year, but half of that was used to cover various business costs, their taxable income would effectively be reduced to 5 million yen. They would pay 10% tax on that reduced amount. This system provided some relief to those struggling to make ends meet. Now, with the new invoice system, individuals must use a qualified invoice to claim deduction, making them taxable entities. This introduces additional complexity and administrative burdens to artists who don't have the knowledge or the time to file such documents. They also don't earn enough to hire an accountant who could file it for them. What's worse, if freelancers don't register as taxable entities and don't submit qualified invoices, the companies paying them will be forced to pay the consumption tax again as expense. This places an undue financial burden on business already struggling in the competitive entertainment industry. Moreover, becoming a taxable entity under the new system means your information is made public online, including your real name, raising serious privacy and security concerns. I want to stop right there and I want to say something about this. How in the world did the Japanese government, especially a certain individual I'm going to get into in just a moment, who I have a problem with the most, thought that this was a very good idea? Sure, a big company like Mappa or New Japan Pro Wrestling, for a prime example, will be fine by this, but say a small company, I think this includes Mappa, uh, as like a prime example, if they are still a small company, they're gonna be hurt by this. They're gonna be completely screwed. Not just them, but indie artists, indie animators, and the like. Every small company that you can think of in Japan is going to be completely screwed over because the Japanese government thought that, hey, this is a great idea. No problems will come with it at all. You may not see it, but I'm rolling my eyes. Given these changes, it's no surprise that the two surveys reveal a grim reality. 20% voice actors and animators believe they will go out of business as a result of the new invoice system. This is a cry for help from those who bring us the anime we love. Here is pie chart number 1, and here is number 2. So don't be surprised if you see some of your favorite staff tweeting, maybe somewhat ironically, that they will take a break from working today. There are certain animation studios, like Mappa for example. They have raised wages in response to the new invoice laws. While this may seem positive, it also widens the divide between larger and smaller companies. Smaller businesses may not have the capacity to increase salaries and may be hit the hardest by these changes. Despite the protests organized by collectives such as Fukushin, the law is taking effect today As of October 1st, Vakoshin was able to raise 500,000 signatures for a petition against the new invoice system. But I know what you're probably going to say, but Blake, what's the problem then? Guess who's completely against this and finds the whole thing to be a complete joke? That's right, Mr. Prime Minister Kishida Fumio, whose response was to laugh in their faces and say that the petition would not be recognized. According to Kota Sugihara, Kishida gets upset when asked by a reporter about the invoice. There was a very natural evolution from tax increase glasses to tax increase crap glasses. I don't even know what to say about this, but let me continue. The new invoice system poses a dire threat to livelihoods and the heart of the Japanese entertainment. It's a challenge that demands our attention and solidarity. As we navigate this critical juncture, let's raise awareness and support for those who enrich our lives through their creativity. It is important to voice our resentment against the measures taken by the Japanese government. If you want to learn more how the new invoice system will affect the entertainment industry, I'll provide this YouTube page and this tweet list, thread, I should say, down to the description box below. I want you to take a good look at this son of a bitch right here. This is a man who does not care about the consequences of how this is going to hurt smaller businesses, and that this is a difficult position for them, that they won't be able to get into the whole taxable entities. He finds this to be a complete joke. Well, I have to wonder, people losing their own homes, having a hard time taking care of themselves, putting clothes on their backs, putting food on the table, especially for their home families, and then something even worse happens to them. Is that a joke? Because I don't see this as a joke. I see this as a very huge concern. The very fact that not only will their finance be public, but also their real names? Why is that necessary? How? This whole thing should be between the government and the people who are paying the taxes. Can you imagine if something like this happening in America or UK or any other country? There would be a massive outroar. There would probably be a huge protest, maybe even a civil war. This is not okay. This is bad. And I hope that this prick here completely changes his mind. But until that happens, fuck Fumio, fuck the fact that he finds this completely humorous and that he's upset over this whole thing. I'm glad he is upset, because it really truly shows that he legitimately does not care about the little guy. He mostly only cares about himself and his pride. And I find it completely deplorable. This link of the thread and the YouTube video, and even this video you want to see for yourself, will be provided down to the description box below. Let me know what you all think about this, and probably you'll see me again for another video.